GSL.
Welcome back to the GSL Code S. It's time now for our final best of 3. Life against Symbol. The winner is the last player to move on to the round of 16. The loser, well, the story ends here for them.
Yep, it is a rematch, of course. Earlier tonight, Life slammed Symbol 2-0. We'll see if Symbol can fight back, but I think everyone in the whole world is thinking that Life is very likely got this one. What would you do? What would your plan be to try to take out Life here?
It's tough to say. We saw Symbol try to do some sneaky stuff, and it did not quite work. I don't see Symbol beating Life in a straight-up game. I just don't have an answer. But if Symbol does it, we really got to keep in mind this guy could actually win the whole GSL. I mean, you take out Life, really not much of an accomplishment you can have in the round of 32 than beating the guy that won the season before this.
That is true, but I don't. I'm having such a hard time seeing him get past Life to even think about him getting like through further than that. I don't know. It's tough, man. There's a lot of really fantastic players out there right now, but maybe if he plays it like just a normal game, gets into a longer game, and waits for Life to get too overconfident or something. Because it's not like Symbol can't stay alive if he tries to play a macro game, right?
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't see happening is Symbol winning this in a macro game. Anything else is like maybe 90% Life still wins.
I'm taking the other end of that where I'm saying, why doesn't Symbol try to go into a longer game here?
Oh, excuse me, I misunderstood.
In the earlier game, Life has such good micro. If Symbol just plays like a very normal type of like Ling into Roach,
I think even then it doesn't work.
Well, probably not. Life is just better, but
yeah,
trying to figure out something that he can try.
Well, if he's got any tricks up his sleeve now in ZVZ, we're going to see him.
Well, unfortunately in ZVZ you can't have doves pop out of your shirt, rabbit out of your hat.
Can't even saw a nerd in half and put it back together. All right, guys, go for our final best of 3 here and see which of these 2 nerd ballers moves on to the round of 16. In the upper left, in the red, he is
KT Roster Live.
And he was saying he was going to win this season as well. So, in the bottom right, in the blue, he is
GNL Green Wings Symbol.
I think Symbol would have rather that Byung lost to Life.
Yeah, I think so.
I think Symbol versus Byung could have been a pretty reasonable match, to be honest, because Symbol does like these kind of like more macro-based roaches in ZVT type of things that can do reasonably well against mech type play. But oh well, this is the hand that we're dealt, Tasteless. Right now.
Yeah, let's see how they choose to open here. ZVZ can pretty much be read by the production tab in the early game here in the upper left. So we'll see if there's anything out of the ordinary here. It looks like we're going to have mirror builds so far. Hatch first on both sides. A millisecond lead there for Symbol, but nothing that really matters.
So you're saying Symbol has the advantage?
Yeah, I'm saying he's got the lead right now.
Yeah, I would agree with you. See if he can keep this lead.
It's going to be Gas first.
They're doing a lot of zooming in on people that are sitting together in the audience today. I wonder what that's all about.
I don't know. Full first for both parties.
Exact same mirror builds here.
Already
span into Gas Pool.
It's good to be back.
Yeah. It's always good to be home. Best part of vacation is coming home.
It really is.
Like, you come home, you're relaxed, and you get home, you're like, oh, wow, that was great. And
now it's time to go back.
My brain is rested, and
yeah,
I can get back into the swing of things. It's a great feeling indeed.
I did have a good time on my vacation, but I do even more so realize I do need to play like maybe an hour and a half to 2.5 hours of games every day, or I just don't feel like I quite did. And even if it's just Hearthstone on the iPad while I'm overseas.
Yeah.
It's nice to do that. Overlord's shoulder bump here. Did you ever actually get your shoulder bumped in high school? Did a bully ever do that to you? You know, like in the movies or the bad TV shows.
You mean
like
punch me in the shoulder? Or?
No, like somebody walks by you and they intentionally like bump into your shoulder.
I actually did. I think I talked about this on GSL years ago, but I actually did an experiment in, I think it was like 8th grade. I like realized that everyone is just, because I come from New Hampshire where everyone is actually just talk and no one's actually tough.
Yeah, no one talks about being from the streets of New Hampshire now.
No, it's
how
like
hard they are down there.
Yeah, and I was like a nerd. Like I played like Magic and I was in the chess club. And like this was like right, I think, what was it? StarCraft came out at the end of that year or something. So like, anyways, I tested it because the halls would get really crowded, and I decided that I would walk straight down, stand straight up, like shoulders up and everything, like arms at my side though, and walk straight down the hall. And I kept doing this, and everyone moved for me over and over and over. And I tested this many times.
You were that guy.
And I kept on doing it where I would just like, I refused to move. And then finally someone hit me. By the way, we have someone doing a big attack here, but the person that ends up hitting me was one of the most popular girls. She figured everyone would move for her, and I figured everyone would move for me because I'd been testing it, and we ran into each other.
You two were, now I know that you two were those two jerks that ran into people.
Yeah, we were.
Wow.
At least for that amount of time where I tested that out.
Well, we have a big attack coming up here from Symbol.
Indeed.
And I think this is probably the best way for Symbol to try to play this game. The question is, how is Life going to handle this one? Can he do it as well as he did in the first best of 3 we had here today, since this one is now the rematch for these two?
Well, he's going to have a lot of links popping out in just a second here. He has a spine on the way. A second spine is making his Baneling Nest is a little bit later, though, so we're going to see who can out-micro who.
Whoa. That was insane. I can't believe he...
Oh!
I can't believe he went on the other side of that. I don't even...
Well, Life has actually just so many Zerglings here that even though he gets hit by a lot of Banelings, continues to fight everything off.
You know, he makes everything look so easy in this matchup.
Yeah, he's pretty good at it. No question there.
All right, well, we have more Banelings coming down here now, and it's going to be for Life this time. It's actually Symbol who's going to be on the defense. Banelings come up, driving back the links from that Queen. Symbol, we don't see a spine crawler here at all, which concerns me a little bit.
Well, this is going to come down so heavily to Micro. We'll see what Symbol can actually get done here. He's bringing out some Banelings now. Very
good zoning there from Symbol, pushing back a little bit while more Banelings are being warped.
Yeah, we do have the Spire first for Symbol here. Life a little bit later on that layer.
Yeah, Life looks like he was debating. Oh, that was a waste. Life was debating backing off, but the Banelings are a bit too slow to bring back home.
Spire does start up there as well for Life. So we should be seeing like a lot of this type of little tiny micro battle going on. Very nice micro so far here by Life.
Yeah, Life, good job sniping this one Baneling.
Good job by Symbol as well, sniping.
Yep. So Life's going to go for the third base with a later Spire, while Symbol's going for 2-base Spire with a later Hatchery.
Now notice that Life actually makes another big round of Lings. Okay, Symbol starts his as well. So staying very, very even as far as those Ling counts go. Of course, if you can cancel your opponent's third and keep yours up while you're both going for mutas, you will gain that really important advantage of having a third base. Having that extra gas.
I was going to say, getting that extra gas is just too good. So he's going to see the Spire the moment it finishes. Not sure if he caught the animation on that, which can be pretty handy.
Looks like Life's going to run out of there. Nice micro there. Kind of a wasted Baneling. 7 mutas on the way for Symbol. Going to go ahead and grab that carapace as well. And switch from attack into carapace here by Life. Now, this is going to be a very interesting part. They haven't been able to really damage each other that much.
Yeah.
So we have to see if anyone tries to switch out of mutas. Because if someone messes up with mutas or tries to switch out of them, they'll have less mutas, and thus lose battles. And like when you have less mutas than your opponent, you lose the battle so fast. It's unlike any other units really in the game.
It's those glaives they have there.
Yeah,
So you got to be careful because every hit counts.
it is really crazy the speed with which you will lose a battle and how one-sided it gets, even with a few.
All right, and
mutas
Life's got the position. The ricochet here of the glaives.
Oh boy.
And look at that. Does the damage, gets back out. 5 mutas to 11 here. Life in the lead.
All right, so that is definitely a big advantage for Life so far. That might mean that Symbol will eventually try to tech out of this, like switch into Infestors or something like that.
This is a great move he's doing here. He can pressure these Overlords, which is going to supply block him, and Life is doing everything necessary to keep a lead here. And keep in mind now, what is it, 10 to 15 with basically Symbol supply blocks. So Life's going to continue to increment out more mutas.
Yeah, gaining this map control. This is a really, really big advantage right now for Life. Look at that supply difference. Such a big deal.
What?
I do not know.
I don't know. So, yeah, I mean, as you were saying, big supply difference here. Carapace is finishing. Oh, never mind. It's going to finish at about the same time. So I don't believe there'll be a battle in between all this. The Lings are going to come up here. Maybe they'll get a Queen or go for some drones. Drones is what it's going to be.
Yeah, we'll see if they actually end up getting anything with some Lings from Life coming up. Should be able to help clean that up. Lots of Lings being made by Life. Of course, by sending Lings in, if you can kind of diffuse their Banelings, which they don't want to make because they're spending all their gas on mutas, that can be a huge, huge move for you. Now,
here's the problem. If he wins his fight, he's over the Spire. The upgrades should be even. What is it, 18 to 20 here, and more mutas coming here. This starts to snowball here pretty fast when you are winning, especially if you're more spread out than your opponent. But Life being very safe, pulls back out.
Yeah, he actually had a similar amount of mutas actually down there. It's because he was so far away from his main base, even though he had more mutas overall on the map.
Ling's already doing damage over here, so these mutas have to defend this, which means he can get the Spire now, because he's going to go for drones first. There it is, GG. Life wins game number 1. Life, a wall you cannot pass if you are Sybil.
You shall not pass. Well,
the life shall burn you.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of some sort of Gandalf joke for Life, but nothing really came to mind. They're pretty different. Well, you know, I think the big mistake there was Symbol actually flew across the map with his mutas. If you're both going mutas, there's no reason to fly across the map because you have less when you get there.
Yeah.
It's kind of similar when you're going Phoenixes in PvP. You got to be careful if you're both going Phoenixes. It's like, well, by the time I get there, won't he have an additional one? Then I lose. And that's kind of the same thing for mutas as well.
In muta versus muta, too, with those glaives ricocheting off the mutas and hitting other mutas, it's exponential. When you start to win a fight, it gets out of control. There's less things bouncing, less mutas to bounce glaives off of. It gets pretty crazy. So usually ZVZ, whether it's Brood War or StarCraft II, actually just any form of StarCraft, it's always usually come down, if they're both good mutas, to one big muta fight.
Yeah.
And Life not only was winning that initial fight, but backed up and wanted to checkmate him, not just put him in check here. Sent those Lings into the expansion to make sure the mutas couldn't even be there to win that initial fight.
Indeed.
Started going for drones. Spire would be the next target until mutas come. It was just perfect.
Yeah, so well done. All right, so it looks like our next one is going to be Iron Fortress. Nice, big, wide open map. Wonder if we'll see some early Ling fights once again, like we saw in this last map. Natural is pretty wide open.
Oh, you hear that beat? That's the sound of the heartbeat of these nerds. And everybody at home and me too.
It's rather rhythmic.
The doctor says my heart should not be going this fast. He says, what are you doing right now? Tasteless make your heartbeat this fast. I go, I'm sitting down and watching StarCraft.
He's like, oh, I get it now.
I like how that joke synced up with the drop, too. Iron Fortress could be our last map, guys. I don't know if this is going to go to game number 3. Let's see what last trick Symbol has to save his tournament life. In the bottom left, in the red,
KT roster live.
The multi-time GSL champion. And in the upper left, the underdog here.
GNAir Green Wings symbol.
Which is a bit funny to say because this guy, especially 2 years ago, everybody was saying he was going to win a GSL, and now he's just one of the
one of a
guys we
handful
have
of
in our
players like that.
StarCraft Pantheon we got here. And this, by the way, special thanks to our sponsors.
SBENU sponsors everything. I actually bought SBENU shoes, wearing them right now.
Yeah, they look good.
Yeah, they're really good looking.
I need to
very
get a new pair of shoes because my Converse shoes are getting pretty old. They basically have little trash bags on my feet right now.
Do. You always wear those till they're totally done.
Yeah, they're pretty ratty.
I actually I got a new pair of Converse while I was in the States because they have my size out there. A lot easier to get it, so I got a nice pair. Because mine were really ratty, not quite as ratty as yours are right now, but really
mine
ratty.
are pretty ratty, man.
Yeah. And then I came back and was really touched casting GSL and being like, wow, SBENU is doing such a good job. And Bomber was so happy to be back on a team and be back in a team house. I was like, you know what? I got to buy some SBENU shoes. So if you guys come to Korea and you need a pair of shoes, SBENUs are pretty nice.
Hashtag passion. Hashtag esports. Hashtag saving esports. So we have Hatch first for both of these guys.
Yeah, following up with pools.
Now, I forget, I don't know if I was casting with you, but you notice there's a dead Marine on that rock below the Overlord? Yeah, and there's one at every spot on this map. There's a dead Marine.
Let me check all the spots.
Yeah, we have a preview PC now. Now, what weird ritual was happening to have four dead Marines?
These all represent Yoda.
Oh, wow, okay. That's our Terran player who fell.
Destroyed. Well, that's how you show Terrans that they are not supposed to enter here.
It's an omen. I think that's what an omen is. I'm not totally sure now that I said omen.
This map is it's kind of it's a desert tile set, right? So it's kind of like Mad Max. Mad Max Beyond Iron Fortress.
This is Mad Max in the winter. It is cold right now. Those Zerglings definitely have long sleeve shirts on.
After the world ended, I wasn't sure who was crazier. Me or all of them. Or everybody else. Oh, crap. I've heard that commercial like 20 times today.
Oh my god. Symbol Wunderling fight against life.
A bit too fancy there, life. We have speed on the way for life here. Symbol, on the other hand, getting his gases just now. So kind of like focusing a little bit more heavily on getting some extra queens out. That's a very Symbol-esque.
And so far the game is looking to be a pretty long and standard one here. We have that layer coming in here first now from life. So the beginnings of possible build deviations. ZVZ does take a little bit if they both open up in pretty ordinary ZVZ manners. It takes a little bit for the game to evolve.
And this is kind of looking like it might be similar to the game that they played in the first series where it was Muta against Roach.
I think you're right.
Because that's definitely what Ling is going for.
But this time he's got double Evo. Well, you're right. Life could still do this, but it looks like for Symbol he's going double Evo. I believe he went single Evo last time they played.
Yeah, and he's actually getting a speed, and he's not getting a layer. So this is kind of interesting. This could be like a Ling Roach all-in hitting right before Spire.
Do you think he's faking him out here with the 2 Evo chambers?
He might be.
It's just there for,
it's possible.
For the looks.
I think he needs it for a wall as well. But
he's not upgrading out of him yet.
Okay.
Oh, never mind. Now he is.
Will he get a second upgrade? This is interesting because still no layer.
Yeah, this is really weird. 16 Lings, an armor, and a hatch here. Now, I do like Life's build better, but let's see how much damage Symbol can do with this. That's really the big question.
Okay, he does get missile attacks here while taking that third base. So I do like, though, that he's mixed these Lings in as well, because that's what really went wrong in Overgrowth. Even though the Mutas kind of finish him off, the Speedlings just running around really got him.
And honestly, life may be spread too thin here.
Well, he is making some Bane, so I don't think he's going to like die straight off the bat here. But it seems like Symbol is kind of more safe in every way. So if Symbol's more safe, then Life might not be able to do some damage. Oh, wait a second. He's actually going to run right by. Life a little bit out of position there, as Baneley's just slightly late to hold on to this right off the beginning.
So Symbol playing a little bit like Life here. Let's see how good Life's defense is against his own style of play. And then Life wins every battle everywhere.
Well, we do have that Roach Horn on the way, the lair as well. He's going to have to get some spores up. What? Oh, they're Overlord hunting.
Well, they're going to be... The Hunter is about to come.
They're Overlord hunting. They're just way out of position.
Nice targeting there on the bait lanes.
Yeah.
But he doesn't get
misses
both.
transfuse. It's a little bit painful. Another Queen coming down.
So Symbol's chasing him down. And I noticed the Roach Warren's coming out here. Meanwhile, I think we had 4 mutas hatch and 4 more about to hatch.
But Symbol really hasn't taken much damage this game. You know, it's not like we saw Lings run in and kill a bunch of Queens off. I guess, well, actually, we saw them killed in the middle of the map this time instead of in the main base. But it's not quite the same as we saw on Overgrowth between these two. He's going to have some spores up and ready. He's going to have 1-1, which will bode well for his Queens as well as any future Roaches or Hydras that he decides to make.
43, well, I was going to say even in workers, but Symbol's taking a little bit of a lead. I think Symbol's build might have worked, Artosis.
Yeah,
it seems to be pretty muta-proof.
It's doing much more what it's supposed to.
Maybe I should have held my breath. We have an attack about to happen up here.
Yeah, this
and
one
if he gets this hatch, this could be bad. I mean, there's the creep is not connected with his third base in the second. That means Queens, well, Queens will move slow on creep, but they'll still get there.
Yeah, this looks like he absolutely should be able to take down this hatchery. So that's a little bit painful for sure. But the Roaches are coming out. The thing is, he doesn't have a lot of anti-air here to deal with those mutas. So if they sit in between, he gets the hatch.
And that...
Okay.
Well, I mean,
he gets the hatch, but there isn't a third base finished yet for Life. So it's not like Symbol is out of this game yet.
Yeah, in fact, this might be a very straightforward counter and a victory here. Oh, my God! Ooh. That was perfect.
Yeah, that was
well, did he buy enough time?
Yeah.
Well, as you can see, Symbol's going to actually do the runaround here.
Yeah, he's going to
run by and then try to escape out the other end.
Get right out of there. Roach Warren is coming up for Life here, and this is very normal in a situation like this where you're not in such a huge lead, as you're going to have to switch into Roaches. You're not going to be able to hold on forever with mutas. But we do have Hydras on the way, we do have Roaches on the way, and we're going to have +2 attack here. So that's quite a big deal. It's going to be 3 upgrades against 0 upgrades.
Yeah, you can't...
It's a big difference.
Can't count that out.
Yeah, Symbol may be able to roll through Life. This is going to be a tough hold. Life knows
he's
that.
bringing the Queens with him, so... And even the Spore, actually. I didn't notice that until now. So, Spore here as well. Life is going to have to put all of his capital into producing as many attack units as possible.
All this capital, I like that.
Yeah, that's great. I know we haven't used that one yet, but I come back here with a whole bag of new little, words.
How much equity does he truly have in mutas, though?
It's equity, yeah.
I think he... That's what I said.
Oh, sorry. Oh, stop the cast. Okay, the Lings try to counterattack, and I'm not sure if Symbol can get in there now. In this very, not really that mobile army. It's a bit clunky.
It really isn't very mobile. That is a fact. But its upgrades are so far beyond anything that Life has right now that it should be quite cost efficient. But he's still trying to make some extra units to send up here. Ooh, a little bit of a mistake. Look at that. That's why Life is so good. Just finds 1 unit's out of position. Ha! It's dead.
Look at that. Does the same thing here. Probably.
Oh my God.
Oh, is he actually going to do this? I'm actually surprised he dove in like that.
Very good transfuses.
Yeah, no kidding.
Hydras are not that high in health.
Oh, this is funny. He won't be able to get this Roach Warren in time, but I mean, just really making Symbol defend everything, which is what you need to do. Against someone like Symbol, whose only real threat is that big army that he wants to send at you. If you're attacking him in different places, he can't go and try to hit the heart of your base.
By the way, I love the Baneling speed upgrade here by Life. That's something that, against such a slow army,
Hydras, yeah.
especially since it needs to stay a little bit clumped up together, that could be really useful. Even against the Roaches, like if they're clumped up enough,
sure.
you can do like one of these. That was a big thing in ZVZ for a little bit, where it would be like when everyone was just going mass Roach, some people would just get a bunch of speed Banes and just run them into the Roaches and just like win through tempo.
A Baneling hit is almost never in vain when you're this far ahead and in a position like this, unless those Banelings all ran into one Immortal. I mean, that's
I'll hit into an Archon.
Yeah, right into an Archon. God, Life really kept Symbol off his back in this moment where it should have been some give and take as far as, who's in control of what. Life just kept Symbol up against the ropes the whole time. Now even hitting this hatchery, which means it can't be mined from. Notice he's targeting down the eggs in the hope to kill any drones that pop out the moment that they do pop out. And I believe he's setting up for the finishing blow. We have him maxing out here, about 10 Roaches finishing up, 8 Banelings being made. An upgrade just now finishing. Oh, excuse me, that upgrade was actually for Symbol. Let me try that again. An upgrade almost finishing here for Life. And this attack, I believe, will end the game. 169 supply to maxed out Life, who has additional larva banked up.
The 4 infestors that are about to pop out, if Life stops for a moment up here and those pop out and really great Fungals land, Symbol can absolutely turn the tides. Like, Fungals are very good against Banelings and Roaches, especially when you have Hydras. Doesn't have a whole lot, though, and they aren't out quite yet. Just got to be careful. Doesn't want those Banelings to go to waste. Okay, he has Fungal now. This could be big. But we're actually not kind of watching those Fungals. The Fungals do go down. He actually gets some pretty good Fungals off, it looked like. And yeah, the Fungals really kicking some ass here, Tasteless.
I guess the question is, how is his base doing up here?
Yeah, that is a good question. He's trying to target it down. Doesn't look like he can get it, though.
Transfuses.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Just heals it all up.
Just like that.
That's the sound it makes in my head when I heal. I'm like, I have very bad speakers in my house. So, again, his Life could just, max out again and rinse and repeat, right?
Yeah.
In fact, I don't even think he even needs those mutas.
No, he doesn't.
He just makes more Roaches.
At this point, you almost just want to bleed them off. They're almost useless as far as supply goes.
Because it's really just Roach v. Roach.
Yeah.
A lot of minerals, not a lot of gas here for Symbol.
Yeah.
Symbol's actually, by the way, behind in the larva count, which is why he can't spend his money.
All right, here we go. This is a pretty big concave right now for Symbol, but a lot of this supply not doing quite as well. The Queen's up here on the side. Okay, getting some good transfuses off. Those infestors out of energy for a while now. And Life has done a lot to catch up on upgrades as well.
And as you can see, Life is continuing to shove forward right now. Is slowly eating through the remaining Roaches that are here. In fact, one lone Muta, just for good measure here, to make it look like it's a single-player battle. The Roaches are now going to come up here, 93 to 131. Third base is really in jeopardy here. Oh, I didn't even see that he actually gooped that with the Overseer, so he can't produce out of it.
Nice move. And Life continuing to push forward, really trying to get that kill off right now, and does have an advantage in these Roach numbers, but we do have a bunch of Roaches about to pop from Symbol. He may be able to fight this little bit back, but Life is continuing to rally up and just has such a supply lead that he should be able to win this. If not with these Roaches right this moment, then in the next couple minutes.
Roaches are now going to dive in again, and I believe that, that should be it. Drones are pulled. Overseer blocking the view. Thank you for stepping aside, Overseer. And we should see GG here, as there is simply no way to hold off this attack.
Well, looks like Life performs some tomboppery and is able to take out Symbol twice with the 4-0 score.
GG. Life today starts out, well, I guess I should say it finishes the way it starts. A 2-0 here with Life. Once again, crushing Symbol, showing that Life is undisputed a better ZVZ player.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's just a better Zerg than Symbol. Symbol knows it.
Symbol,
obviously very upset.
Yeah, a lot of pain right now, but
he did a lot better in that second series, I have to say.
He did. He's still the great player Symbol that we know, but Tough beat, man. You're up against Life.
Yeah.
You have to play Life twice in the
No
round
one
of
in the
32.
world is really favored against Life, to be honest.
It's true.
So that's the guy you don't want to play at the moment.
Well, I don't think this is going to be the last we'll see of Sybil. I'm sure I'll be back here in Code S again.
Of course, this guy has more Code S's than almost everybody.
I think this was his 9th Code S.
Oh, I think it's more than that. I think
Was
he's
it?
actually. I think
Maybe
he's
that was
actually
Yoda.
been in like. I think it might be.
No, like a 12 or 13 or something.
Yeah, I think Symbol is really high. Like, who's the highest? Like DRG and Parting or something like that, or like really high up on Code S's. But Symbol is super high as well.
Well, guys, I guess not a lot of surprises today. Byung and Life move on.
Yeah, I guess it's not even really that big a surprise that Byung beat Life. It's a good match. Life, you would think, well, Life is like a little bit better than Byung, so maybe he gets out in first place. But Byung's style matches up pretty well against Life.
It's going to be interesting to see how far Byung gets. I do think Byung is more overshadowed than a lot of the Terrans that we have.
Yeah,
and
he
he's
is.
sort of always been overshadowed.
Yeah.
By when you compare him to Mario or even people like Bomber and Innovation in some ways. Just not as much of a household name. So it's going to be interesting to see how strong he is as we go on through this Code S and how far I'll be able to get. Now we're going to go to an interview with Life, your second player, final player to move on today in this GSL Code S, the champion of the previous season, GSL Code S.
자, 오늘 강동현
Says
선수를
congratulations,
두번
says
잡고
thank you.
진출을 하게 됐습니다. 먼저 소감부터
So, you
볼까요?
won against Simple twice tonight. How do you feel?
올라가기만 하면 된다는 생각이라서 저도 진 거고 생각해서 마음 편하게 해서 것 같아요.
I came here with the mindset just to advance to the round of 16. Even though I lost against Byung, I was able to advance, so I'm pretty satisfied with my play today.
아 그래요? 네, 앞으로도 안 해주시면.
아니에요. 1위 진출하면 해야 돼요.
아 그래요?
네, 이승현 선수. 자, 오늘 저그전은 굉장히 집중력이 좋았습니다. 마지막 경기에서도 이 땅굴망을 의식해서 계속
So you really
신경
focus,
써주는 모습도
in your CBZ
보여줬고
games.
감염증에 대한 피해도 굉장히 잘 막았거든요. 오늘 집중력이 아주
Even
좋았나
if
봐요.
Investors bungled you, you were able to defeat him.
운영만 가면
Tell us about that.
생각이라서 저그전은 그래서 쉽게 이긴 것 같아요.
If the Zerg player doesn't
이제
cheese me and go to the long game, I'm more than confident against any player, any play style, and that's,
정우영
I guess, one of the main
선수에게
factors of why I
이승현
was beating
선수에게
Simple here
약간
today.
좀 가볍게 지는 모습 처음 본 것 같아요. 어떠셨어요?
요즘 배를 너무 굴리다가
네.
너무 허무하게 지는 경기가 많아서 걱정하는 분들이 많은데
I played a little bit greedy against our Terran player tonight, Byung.
누구할 때도 안 질 자신 있어요.
운영만 가면 자신 있다. 오늘 정우영 선수
The players
말
have been
들으니까
tending to cheese me a lot
오늘도
lately.
이상하게 이승현 선수를
And so I've
만나면
been losing a little bit. I know a lot of my fans are worried about me, but I know if I am just not that greedy and I'm able to just go through the macro process, I think I can still defeat any other player in the world.
저도 그런 거 있는 것 같은데 일단 빌드 선택한 건 제 잘못이니까 결국 진 건 진 거니까.
네. 사실
I made the
테란전
choice in my
가장
build, so it's
그리고
my
이번에도
responsibility entirely
저희
that I
GSL
lost to
16강
Byung.
진출자 중에 테란이
And I
가장
think Byung
많아요.
chose the right
올라가도 이제
build here
1번
today.
시드가 있으신데
Was a good, better
조진영
player
씨에서
in
테란
that regard.
뽑으실 거예요?
그냥 홀로 생각.
Since you're the champion, you're going to be able to select the players in the group selection.
저번에도 꿀이라고 생각하는 사람들이 다 얻는데 성공했으니까요.
And he says, I'm going to pick the
이번에도
weakest
성공적으로
players
맞추셨으면
who are remaining in the round of 16 so we can get to the round of 8 as easily as possible. I appreciate that honesty, by the way.
GSL 우승 매트 3개 참
It's not like
멋있는 것
Parting, that's for
같아요.
sure.
네.
Parting's like, I want to
근데 이거
lose.
4개 되면 더 멋있을 것 같아요.
이번 시즌에 우승할 수 있을
So do you want that fourth badge on your shirt, the fourth
자신
GSL title?
와,
And he says, I think I'll be able to get the fourth badge this season.
저희가 5회 우승을 하시면 또 특별한 트로피를 드리려고 미리 제작이 돼 있거든요. 5회 우승도 꿈꾸고 계시나요?
So GSL, we just be notified that GSL made a special trophy for life if he wins this
8회를
season.
넘어서 또 5회까지 이루는 모습 기대가 되는데
He says, I think if I just
이승현
take this
선수
step by step in the GSL, I should be able to win it and get that
또
trophy.
좋아하고 계실 것 같은데 팬분들께 마지막 인사 부탁드립니다.
Any final comments to the fans?
팬분들이 요즘 많이 져가지고 걱정을 많이 하는데 딱히
A lot
걱정할
of fans
필요도
are
없고
worried that I've been losing a lot. I just want to tell them, just don't be worried.
올라가도록 하겠습니다.
팬분들이 왜 이렇게 크게
I'll perform better in the next
웃으시죠?
round, and I'll be advancing easier next time than
네,
I did even
알겠습니다.
today.
이승현 선수 오늘 다시 한번 축하드립니다.
감사합니다.
네.
Congratulations,
자, 이렇게
Life.
오늘 F조의 두
says
번째
thank you.
진출자, 자, GSL
And that
우승자
does it.
출신
You know,
이승현
a pretty
선수.
straightforward day today.
Certainly.
Game's a little bit shorter than to my liking,
It's a
but
really quick day.
yeah, a lot of
It's like
2-0s here.
3 hours.
I think so, yeah.
It's 3 hours.
Yeah, it was exactly
It's
3 hours.
crazy. Just
Very
like the
short day.
fastest day we've had in a very long time.
But you know, the games are good. If you're learning Zerg or Terran, these are great VODs to watch. So definitely
one-sided
get a lot of
games are
builds.
oftentimes
The
really
best.
good ones to learn from.
Yeah, exactly. You see exactly what one guy did wrong and exactly what the other guy did right. They might not be as epic, but you certainly see how the game works.
Yeah.
And how the preparation comes into play, how they're tricking each other. So, yeah, tell your friends to check these games out. And honestly, I don't really think we could have asked for better players to move on here, Life and Byung.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see if Life can win that next championship this season. As announced, we do have a special trophy for him. If you're wondering what that looks like, it is a golden statue of Tasteless holding a microphone with a speech bubble that says GG over it.
Yes, that's what it is.
It is basically something any pro gamer would kill for, a golden statue of Tasteless.
We're going to have matches Friday. So same time, 6:30 Korean Standard Time. Do not miss out.
And
I will be back here for, I believe, you and I both will be casting the remainder of Code S, as far as we know, unless somebody gets sick or something. So definitely join us for the rest of the season. It was a real treat to cast these games for you. Good to be back with you, Artie, and you guys as well. We love you. You have anything to say?
Good night.
Good night.